I'm now recording.
They already kicked that bag.
No,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Too late. Okay, go ahead and start.
Hey, Winston.
Yay, sea milk.
So we're in middle of nowhere, Vietnam, on this pretty quick road. I've been noticing that the speed limit, are actually just speeds on these roads between like 25 and 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I must say, people do drive very slowly here.
Right, and they keep telling me to slow down.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not breaking the speed limit or anything.
I don't even know if there is a speed limit.
We've barely gone over 45 kilometers an hour.
I know, it's like a treat to hit 50.
I feel like we probably have to go left here.
You sure?
No.
No.
Actually, no, that's an Ecopark.
Yeah, we don't want to go to an Ecopark.
Jurassic
We hate
Park.
the environment.
Actually, not really.
No.
But this truck does. He's rolling coal.
Yeah, he's rolling. What is he, an American? Anyway, I wanted to bring something up.
Stick to the right.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring it up.
Bring it up. Don't put me on the spot like this. I wanted to bring something up about a lot of the comments that we get when we're riding in China.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be these videos as well, even in Taiwan.
Sure.
People are very concerned about the way other people are riding and driving.
Sure.
And a lot of comments are basically like, do they have a death wish? Like, do they actually just not care if they die, you know?
Sure.
And I think the most extreme example of this attitude is probably in India, where you've been.
Yeah.
So I actually wanted you to start with the most extreme, and then I'll explain the East Asian stuff. Why do people drive so badly?
You know, in India, in the culture, of course, India's got a very diverse sort of religious landscape.
Right.
You've got so many different kinds of religions, but in general, the main belief there is they believe in reincarnation. Okay.
Right.
But the way it works is, if you do good in your life, next time you'll be reincarnated into a better position, like maybe into a wealthier family, or maybe, you know, if you're a dog and you do good in your life, next time you might be a human or something, right? You level up.
Yeah.
If you do good in life. But they also believe in fate. Slow down a little, we got wind noise.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. But they also do believe in fate. Big time. And the gods look over you, and basically every time they get on a vehicle, and you'll see a lot of charms. If you look at the tuk-tuks and the bikes and everything, you see the different gods like Sri Ganesh or whatever all over.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rama and Sita. You know, you see all the mythical gods there to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they honestly believe that if they're going to die, it's the gods' will that they're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And the gods will keep them safe if they deserve to be safe. So it takes away the personal responsibility of being safe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's more or less like, okay, I'm just going to go and the gods will protect me, you know?
Sure.
So it is just believing in fate. And it's kind of silly, because then they don't wear helmets and they, you know, don't ride, you know, very safely.
Yeah. Right.
As a result.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So what do you have to say?
So a distilled, a little bit less extreme version of that is what you'll see in China and Vietnam and places like this.
Yeah.
And you'll see people that have, you know, drive and ride with reckless abandon, like they don't give a shit about themselves. But I gotta say this, there's another factor involved. So like you said, they believe in fate, right?
Sure.
There's definitely a bit of that, especially in the older generation in China and here. You'll go into a taxi and they'll be like, no, you don't need to put on a seatbelt, right?
Sure. They feel insulted in China
insulted.
if you do sometimes.
They're like, you don't need to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's a bit of fate. There's a bit of like, you're totally fine. Everything's going to be okay. Things are already written in stone, you know what I mean?
Right. Whether you're going to live or die tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
But what you do get in some of these communist countries, like here and in China, is also a combination of selfishness.
Okay.
And when you mention the whole thing about like, well, I'm gonna come back as a freaking horse or whatever, and I love horses. Yeah, like there's obviously a religious element to this, but here it's more like, I don't care about my surroundings, I don't know you. And communism and suspicion in general, where, you know, people are taught to rat on their neighbors and spy and, you know, just in general be paranoid little bastards, especially in that red, you know, the Red Guard generation in China.
Sure.
you get this attitude that everyone around you is just a bag of meat, more or less. You don't need to know them. You don't need to be considerate, because society, no matter how many red banners promotes, you know, the harmonious society, right? In the end, like, that culture has already been wiped out. So you see it. I think the most easy way to see this kind of symptom is to look at the driving of a country. When people are trying to run each other off the road just to jockey for a position to save a little time, or cut someone off, like that woman at the gas station earlier, you just see that's a symptom of that kind of culture, right? Right. I do think it's probably improving with law enforcement and stuff. Hey, look, Ho Chi Minh over there.
Yeah. You know that there's something else to that too.
Yeah, please add up.
You know, 碰子.
Yeah.
I also believe that a lot of those really low class sort of mindsets, and in those low class villages and towns, where you have people riding around on these scooters, they almost want somebody to hit them. Yeah. Because if someone hits them, then they can claim, you know, compensation and make money. Right. That's why you see people on purpose trying to jump in front of bikes and cars and stuff, right?
Watch out, there's a taxi.
I got him. I see him in my mirror.
He's
because
not friendly.
Believe it or not, we have mirrors.
We do.
A lot of people ask us why our bikes in China never have mirrors, and they don't understand it's a new mirrorless model.
It's a mirrorless model, kind of like a camera.
Yeah, exactly. It's a new thing. You got to get used to it. No, just kidding. Yeah, it looks better without mirrors, and in China we're so familiar with riding that we kind of handled it. But yeah, it's very important to have mirrors on your bike.
It is.
Not dissing it. Anyway, so I think there's a little bit of that built into it as well. So they drive recklessly because they're almost inviting someone to hit them so they can claim compensation too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The real wimps about it won't like actually go and try to step in front of a car. They'll just be reckless, like you said, and hope it happens.
Yeah. So it kind of adds a little bit to that too.
Yeah, that does. Definitely, at least in China. I'm not quite sure about Vietnam, about the whole pangsa thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's not as much of a thing here. Maybe the law doesn't stand on their side.
Maybe insurance claims are less of a thing.
Yeah.
Either way, it is a thing, and there's definitely cultural and religious significance behind these attitudes. Right. And then the last thing is just lack of education. So when you have a country that doesn't really promote driver safety or make it a thing, you know, like with driver's ed and stuff like this, and pretty much anyone can go and take that little written test and get their license, of course you're going to have problems.
Sure.
Right. And in China, where a lot of people for a very, very long time bought their licenses, especially when corruption was more rife, like my parents and law generation.
It's quite difficult now.
Yeah. But back then it was easy.
I think everybody that's a little bit older than us, or even our age in China, probably at least finesse their driver's license with a little bit of a bribe.
Sure,
you know?
Sure. That's how it worked back then.
Absolutely. And it's very apparent when you see how people drive. And that's just a part of communism. Corruption is inbred into the system. You can't escape it.
No.
What is this?
It's the only way things will work. Yeah. What is that? PVP. PVF.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
It's like some sort of stadium.
Yeah, maybe that's for like some kind of, I don't know, Olympic Games or something.
Yeah, like the Vietnam. Yeah, it's probably Vietnam some soccer stadium or something.
Yeah, anyway, so I think that pretty much explains it. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And you and I both took that California motorcycle safety course. Just because it would have been easier, because if you do that, then you don't need to do the practical
that's the
test.
only reason we did it.
Yeah, when we got our American driver's licenses. And it's really good.
It is.
I really wish they would do that, here.
Yeah.
I really wish.
It would help, for sure, because even us, we picked up a couple things, but I imagine the new riders in that, we've done over 100,000 kilometers, but these new riders in that class must have learned a ton.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, like during that course, I thought it was incredibly good. Right. And I'm not trying to push the course, by the way. I just thought it was good to go through the basics again, even though we knew everything. Right. It helped me understand some of the American laws that are different to, back where I used to ride in South Africa or China or whatever. Right. So it was good. Yeah. Anyway, that was a topic.
It was.
It was. So is there anything you'd like to tell our subscribers before we sign off?
Whether you'd like to get sandwiched under massive trucks and people trying to run into your legs from the side roads, or not.
That's a small truck. That's a very small truck.
Okay, whatever. It'll still kill you.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, either way, let me know what you think. What's the worst place you've ever driven in? Put that in the comment section below. And, you know, if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And give us a like if you did enjoy this video so YouTube can say, hey, that's a lot of likes. Let's make sure more people watch this. The end.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And whether or not you think Thailand is more dangerous to ride in than Vietnam, or India is more dangerous to ride in than China, we love you all the same. And as always, you know the drill. Keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, as somebody with a beard that rides a Harley would probably say. Stay awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching ADV China. You can catch a new episode every single Monday at 1 p.m. EST. Up in the top right corner, you can watch another Lao 86 video, which comes out every Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST. And down below the Lao 86 video, you can watch Winston at Serpent ZA every single Friday at 1 p.m. EST. Thanks.